Hello, you reached Minash Patel from Ichimoku Today is October 9, 2012. This is our weekly analysis for the global markets out there, where we cover all the world markets and so forth. It's been a while since we did our video. Reason why I've been out sick, but we're going to hopefully start back on a regular routine and get these videos back out there on a weekly basis. It's a normal disclaimer. This is for educational use. Today we're going to be using both charts from eSignal and also from Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. Here was my normal information, which is pretty much info at eiicapital.com. Also, you could basically go to ichimokutrade.com to access any of our free videos and resources out there. Okay, so let's go straight to eSignal and start looking at the world markets. It's been a while since we've done this, so let's start looking at them now. Let's go start off with Europe right away, and of course we'll go to Germany because that's the most famous one out there. If you look at Germany, remember on the left hand side is basically the daily time frame, on the right hand side is basically the weekly time frame. If you look at both the daily and the weekly of Germany, it's basically starting, it has a major trend that's going on. Major support is basically going to be 71.68.51 moving forward, but this bullish trend is still intact on both the daily and weekly, so it could sit there and bounce off easily this support level of 71.68.41. So definitely keep an eye on that one. Paris, if you look here, really not doing anything right now. It's just going sideways and going consolidating. Believe it or not, the more this thing consolidates, the more it's actually giving to the bullish momentum. Believe it or not, so this is definitely one to see, but definitely Germany is a lot stronger than Paris. So if you're doing Paris trading, you can basically go long the German market and short the Paris market moving forward. Amsterdam, if you look here, Amsterdam really doing nothing at all. Kind of maybe a double top here, but that hasn't been confirmed. Support is basically going to be around 316. Resistance is basically going to be around 340 moving forward. Spain, nothing really going on here. Bullish trending as far as the daily is concerned, but consolidating here at the top. As far as the weekly is concerned, nothing really going on there. Just pretty much going sideways moving forward. Italy, nothing really going on here. Above the daily and weekly, excuse me, it's just consolidating, so there's nothing really going on there. Nordic, nothing really going on in Nordic is concerned. Oslo, still bullish trend intact on both the daily and weekly, so definitely keep an eye on this one. Support on this guy is going to be basically 445 moving forward, and resistance is going to be basically 460 moving forward on this one. Switzerland, remember these are bullish trending for the whole year so far. Switzerland, Turkey, and Malaysia being kind of like the leaders worldwide, and you can see this is still bullish trending as far as the daily and weekly is concerned, so nothing's kind of backed off at all. Russia, if you look here, nothing really going on Russia, just going sideways, so nothing really to talk about at all, but it is in a major support. If it could hold here and then start making a move to about 1600, then this thing does have a possibility, but really nothing right now. Turkey, as you can see, it's kind of gotten weak as far as the daily is concerned now. Unlike Switzerland, is still going on strong. The weekly is still very strong though, moving forward. Support basically on this one is way down there, 36.54, and resistance is going to be basically 39.60 moving forward. South Africa, if you look here on the weekly time frame, is bullish trending right now, so that's looking good moving forward. Okay, let's go to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia really has nothing going on right now. Sentiment on the daily is basically gone bearish, so this had a chance here to go bullish, but it kind of completely reversed and moved 1,000 points down, and now basically the sentiment has changed to being bearish. It's not trending yet, but the sentiment is bearish, so definitely keep an eye on this one, but sentiment completely changed over. Dubai, still very strong as far as the daily is concerned. It's still bullish trending as far as the daily market is concerned. Abu Dhabi is very strong as far as the daily is concerned moving forward. So this is very strong. So basically, Dubai and Abu Dhabi are very strong compared to Saudi Arabia. So that's another pairs trade you could pretty much implement. Let's go over to Asia. If you go, let's go to Australia. If you look at Australia, it's still very strong as far as bullish on both the daily and weekly. This week's going to actually be, next couple of weeks are going to be critical for Australia for it to continue its trend moving forward. Let's go next to let's kind of actually work our way up, not down. If you look at there, let's go to Malaysia. Malaysia is still very strong as both the daily and weekly, still trending on both of those. Singapore we don't have access to right now. Indian Sensex market still bullish trending here as far as both the daily and weekly is concerned. So there's nothing really to talk about on that one. Tokyo. If you look at Tokyo, there's bearish trending on both the daily and weekly. They were basically at a major support right around 1740. Sorry, 714. Resistance on this is basically going to be 744 moving forward. Japan. Look at that gap down, which is basically bearish sentiment. Hasn't started a trend yet, but basically bearish on both the daily and weekly. So that's not good there. Korea. Nothing really going on as far as Korea is concerned. Still consolidating, but they're still basically trying to hold its little bullish momentum that it has. Hong Kong. Bullish trending on both the daily and weekly. However, it's in need of a pullback. If it could pull back to about 20,400 and then hold its ground, it'll be in very good shape to sit there and take it to a whole new level. So definitely keep an eye on Hong Kong to move forward. And then lastly, on the Asia side is China. Nothing really going on as far as China is concerned. It's broken through a minor resistance level, so now it does have a possibility of maybe getting up to about 2,300, but it's got to make a huge move to do that. So 2,300 is going to be its resistance level. 2,176 is going to be basically a support level. Okay, so let's go over to the US side. Let's start looking at Canada first. If you look at the TSX in Canada, really bullish trending as far as daily is concerned, but consolidating as far as the weekly is concerned, so nothing really there. Mexico's on the move again. If you could see here, basically both the daily and weekly are bullish trending, and the trends are intact and starting to move forward really well there. Brazil, nothing really going on here, just consolidating, so nothing to talk about as far as Brazil is concerned. Colombia, nothing really going on there. The weekly sentiment is still bearish, the daily is basically consolidating. Santiago, Chile, nothing really going on there. Sentiment on the daily did change to being bullish, but it's now pulled back this week. It's at a major support level right now, which it has to hold at 1266. Major resistance level is going to be basically 4,400 moving forward. And then Argentina, really nothing going on at all. It looks ugly as far as the charts are concerned. So now let's go over to the US side, start looking at the US futures. Remember, the left hand side is basically going to be the daily time frame, right hand side is going to be the weekly time frame. Let's start off with the NASDAQ futures, because that's technology. As you can see here from the weekly time frame, this is still bullish trending intact. Major support level on the weekly is going to be 2652 moving forward, and you can see here that we've now engaging a major pullback as far as daily is concerned. And again, the resistance level is going to be right around 2788 moving forward. So that's the NASDAQ. Let's go look at the Dow futures. If you look at the Dow futures, they don't look that bad as the NASDAQ is concerned. Both the daily and weekly are bullish trending still. Major support on both of them are going to be 13,291 moving forward, and of course the major resistance is going to be 13,600. you look at the ES is pretty much at its major support right now, so it's critical for the ES right now where we're at. So you can see that the Dow is still a little more bullish than the ES, which is pretty much being the trend for the overall markets being this year. And then lastly, TF and Russell Futures. It's at a major, actually it's broken its minor support level. It's trying to get to its major support level at basically 797. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry we're a little slow, my voice a little cranky, but we're just getting off a flu. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Thank you.